out of play and an easy enough throw in for Hanan Aitel Hajj to deal with.
It's quite evident in these early stages that this is not going to be a walk in the park for the Moroccans, as Burkina Faso show a bit of physicality in those duels in midfield, really trying to dominate and get hold of position.
I'll tell you, one of the Burkinabe players also gone down completely off the ball. Might actually be Balkissa Sawadoku. Entirely off the ball, just 5 minutes into this tie, and referee Kasanga is now looking to head over. But the initial incident was between Elodie Nagash of Morocco, a big talent from Dogo, the 19-year-old, from what it said. It's Balkissa Sawadoku, who is back on her feet and happy to continue. Free kick being won, it was certainly an awkward challenge from the Etincelle midfielder, Sawadoku. Yasmin Moravet plays the midfielder, playing in central defence for tonight's tie, is the player that takes the free kick. She now helps the ball back to her goalkeeper, Khadija El-Richi, 22-year-old, who's the starting goalkeeper for the longest time for this Moroccan outfit, the Atlas Lionesses, who are looking to roar to an opening day victory. Ayane can't get on the end of the ball from Nakash. That ball to the centre of the park by Rasmata Sawadoku. Teenage players on this side. Nakash. To the inside where mixed with a rather awful challenge from Moro. Seems to be an element of physicality and an element of confidence as well.
For sure, the coach probably in the change room would use this as an advantage. Sometimes the home ground advantage doesn't really count for the host nation, but also the visiting team can use that to their advantage, sort of rally themselves through. And I think Burkina Faso holding their own, show that they are defensively organized, not really opening much of those passages for the passing lines.
Out against Balkissa Sawadoku. Amani Del trying to work that ball back towards Tugnaut, but the ball is out of play, and it's a throw-in to Burkina Faso. Pedro's watches on. Now involved in action as he
He's gone on the end of it again inside that penalty area. Needing to maintain possession on Morocco.
And he's up in midfield, Elodie Nagash. Based in Switzerland currently.
There's Saoud again.
There is a fair
that's just gone a little too far ahead of Amani.
They have a host of players based in the European leagues, although they are, as you rightly said, dominated by the Royal Armed Forces club, Asfar. They are a side that does have several overseas-based players, whereas Burkina Faso only have two, and only one of those is in the starting lineup. Juliette Nana, 21-year-old, based in Belarus. Lovely through ball here, played down their far side flank, an opportunity on the over. Dispossessed of a challenge, and the referee has blown for a foul.
You're going to have to be very careful. The individual brilliance that the Moroccans bring to this match is incredible. Therefore, it's always just a matter of holding your own, stay on your feet, guard.
Certainly both sides have players capable of delivering crosses, but the team that has made the most progressive run so far has been Morocco. A challenge from behind, and Amani sees a free kick awarded to the host nation.
side, daughter of the Moroccan legend Larbi Shabak.
Normally, Chubak would try and locate the penalty box to try and get, on top of the heads of the likes of using their height to try and connect to that ball, but I thought maybe just the power and pace of the ball was a bit too much to be able to do it.
Saud again. That's just gone a little too far ahead of Amani.
Morocco on the counter-attack. Dagnaud in behind the defensive line. Is there a finish to come? A very powerful left-footed shot that she possesses, but again blocked by Nako. Nagash looking to feed that ball into the danger area, a little behind the defensive line of Morocco, and that ball comfortably cleared by the Burkinabe defence. Too strong for Saud, and Ouattara has the ball in possession.
The Moroccans really showing their intentions, playing off that second ball. It's a bit congested in that midfield, Dwayne. I think both teams are really trying to get a hold and grip of that ball so that they can play those passes out wide to get the crosses in between. But obviously I do feel that the referee has her work cut out this evening. Those tackles just keep flying and coming through, but this is the physicality of the game. And I think the Moroccans just need to exercise a bit of patience, of which Burkina Faso have deployed a very good high line to resist and deny them that space behind.
Goals are always important, goals win you matches, but how important is an opening goal in a match of this magnitude? As Burkina Faso go on the challenge here, the charge, becoming more of a rampage. The shot that's taken, it's blocked, and now the transition ball, can Morocco use it? Amani manages to maintain possession with a sterling bit of work and then feeds it forward. Ayane's got pace. Keeps it in play. And she's taken off the ball in what looked to be a challenge that would have won a free kick, but is not called. Ayane, formerly of Chelsea. She not only won the FA Women's Cup and also the 2015 Women's Super League. El Shad, the defender, looks to be holding on to a hamstring for just a moment. There might be concern here. There's Nagash. Forward to Ayane.
It'll be very interesting to note that battle between Yana and Rama. The defender really holding her own as well. I think she's been quite pivotal in making sure that she opens up for the ball to restart play at the back, but obviously to track her marker, because that's what is important. The Moroccans are doing really well to swap in those positions to make sure that they create those spaces for one another.
Like to find space, and they do like to exploit the space gifted to them by opponents to Morocco. We've seen that in their warm-up matches and certainly in the build-up to this tournament, which has been fairly stellar. They've also managed to pull off some fairly high-profile warm-up matches. One of their warm-up matches, or preparation matches, you could argue, was against Spain, the European giants. There's Nako. She has been boldly marking Dagnaud and twice prevented Dagnaud's effort from making its way into a danger area. Dagnaud finding the captain Shabak. Amani, will she keep this in play? She does. But can't pick out a teammate. Here's Nagash again, feet taken out from under her. I thought, referee says play on. Certainly getting a little untidy, and eventually free kick has gone the way of Burkina Faso. Sidogo wins the free kick.
It's getting a little congested in that midfield. I think if it is that both teams would really try and exercise a bit of patience, open up, really rotate the ball very well to create those openings. At the moment, it's just still that adrenaline rush to really try and settle the nerves. But I think once they get the rhythm, it will be an entertaining match after all.
Well, making your first appearance at a tournament like this, and, I would have no doubt that you remember your first time, and heart was pounding, palms were sweaty, were they?
Pretty much at 17 years old against Nigeria.
That's right. And then, of course, you set records ablaze. You're among only a handful of people ever to score a hat-trick at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. It was against Mali, was it?
Yep. And those are the opportunities, I guess, that you always find yourselves in when you're playing, participating in this sort of championship. And it's no different for Burkina Faso, where we see one of their players, 16-year-old, making their debut in this sort of tournament, of which the stage is set for them to really shine after all.
It's incredible. The young squad that Burkina Faso does possess. They're ranked 23rd in Africa, but of the teams who have qualified, they are 8th highest. So potentially they could make the quarterfinals, even though they are on debut. There's a handful of chants of Allez les Étalons, or Go You Stallions. So claiming that it was a corner kick, but the body language of the players suggested that it was a goal kick. So neither one of the goalkeepers has been tested in the opening 20-odd minutes of this tie. And that's something both these sides will be wanting to change, but as you said, there's a little bit of crowding going on, and certainly there's an element of nerves that'll be wanting to be settled. The goal would settle it. It'd settle every bit of nerves, but when is that likely to come? Might to come here. Beautiful on the overlap. Ait El Haj, delivery to come toward the back post. It's just over the head of the onrushing Ayane. Kept in play by Saoud, though, who delivers again. Amani's there, but it's nodded away by the defence, and the follow-up effort, although powerful by the captain Shabak, is high of target. But another impressive attack by Morocco.
This is in true character of Morocco, to really try and get the ball out wide, get those crosses for Ayane to come through, but that one just a bit too high for her to get to the end of that one. But we just briefly spoke about the lack thereof of opportunities, and this one, again, the goalkeeper's not forced into a save, but the chances are coming through, and I think the persistence of both teams might eventually create an open and clear goal-scoring opportunity.
Certainly looks to be headed that way. Tagnout looks to bring this ball down. Amani's making a good run here. Amani looking to get on the end of it, stays on her feet. Amani's got Ayane on her inside. Takes a shot herself, it's deflected away, parried up in the air and caught by the goalkeeper, who is now tested as 20 minutes comes up on the stadium scoreboard. Amani with the first real effort on target in this tie. And quality save from Ouattara, who looked to be going down a little too early, but recovered nicely.
This is some of the threats that we've been chatting about. The likes of Nako really have to be mindful of how it is that those creative three, the front three, including the likes of Ayane as well, coming through. They rotate in those positions to try and create those spaces. If you are dragged into that chaos, and if it is that you don't hold your positions, those are the kinds of positions, or those are the kinds of spaces that the Moroccans are looking to exploit.
Goalless it remains then after the opening 20 minutes of this tie. The longer it goes without a goal being scored, the more frustrated and nervous and anxious the Moroccan camp would get, you would feel.
No, certainly. I think the target is always to score in the opening 10 to 15 minutes, because then it settles the nerves.
Catching practice for the goalkeeper, as that attempted delivery is far too long. Ouattara with a huge hoof downfield. Now, Balkissa Saodogu in possession, looks to flick that ball into the path of Congo, who controls nicely. But only one player up in support, and Morocco are gifted the opportunity to bring the ball out of their own 18-yard area. And this is where the passing game really comes to fruition. Look at this ball in behind the defence again. Saoud, Ayan is making a run toward the back post. But Saoud needs a delivery to come. Just shoveled off the ball, and that is going to be a free kick on the edge of the 18-yard area to Morocco.
Brilliant touches as they make their way through combination play, drawing triangles within their game of play. A diagonal pass to the likes of Saoud, who is doing exceptionally well in making sure that she runs off the shoulder, but also not to crack that offside line. Drawing again, yet another free kick. I think this one, Dwayne, might just be a direct one because it's very close to the target.
So the free kick having been won by the industrious Iman Saoud, just 20 years old. One of the foreign-based players, now playing for Basel in Switzerland, but a former France youth international and somebody who's played club football in France, showing how dangerous she is. The referee has gone to the opposite side of the pitch, where one of the Burkinabe players is lying prone on the turf. Congo it is. This was earlier. Congo staying on her feet and then trying to work the ball back inside. Comfortably kept out by the defence, and ultimately from that position, effectively on their own goal line, they ran the ball out into the opposing territory, where they not only got into the 18-yard area, but subsequently won a free kick in this position. So just a yard or two outside of the 18-yard area of Burkina Faso. The Atlas Lionesses searching for the opening goal of this tournament in front of a near-capacity crowd here at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium in Rabat. Shabak and Tagnaoud stand over this. Now Tagnaoud is left-footed. If she strikes it, she's got immense power. But this is not her favoured side. Shabak has had a couple of efforts go high already in tonight's tie, one from a set piece. This is Shabak. Grew up on the streets of Casablanca playing street football with the boys. Now captaining her side as Morocco host this prestigious tournament. Set piece time. Shabak or Tagnaoud. No, wait, referee. There's a kick that's been taken. It's not going to count. The referee has stopped play. She has come over to have a look at the VAR, I suggest, because she might have been told that the free kick she awarded had seen contact inside the 18-yard area, is what I suspect. So Salima Mukusanga has made her way across the pitch, and she will be the first referee to make use of the video assistant referee at this tournament, which VAR is available for every single match at all three venues that will be used, two in Rabat. Now this is the incident, and it's about where the contact is made for the call on the free kick.
Ooh, that's a close one. This is a very, very tight call, but it really does attest to Burkina Faso really staying on their feet in that 18-yard box. Anything, any touch could lead to that. They need to be reminded that VAR is in action.
Well, the initial contact was clearly inside the 18-yard area. It's whether or not the referee has decided that that was the contact in which the foul was committed. And the foul inside the 18-yard area is indeed a penalty kick. Iman Saoud up against Wamba. She just wants to check this again. So the referee will make a decision momentarily. And there is much expectation from this partisan crowd, I can tell you. Not to be intimidated. We are going to a VAR check. and a penalty has been awarded. Oh no, she's gone back to the free kick position, I beg your pardon. So the free kick will take place from where she initially signalled the free kick would take place. So Shibak and Tugnaut. When the referee walked away to go and check on the VAR monitor, and there was passage of play, not legally of course, not part of the game, but Shibak took a shot at goal that was collected by Ouattara. Will they change things up for this set piece? Shibak or Tugnaut? That is Shibak who stands over the ball currently. Tugnaut off to the right. Set piece to take place from just outside the 18-yard area. Shibak goes for goal and tucks it in at the near post. From the set piece, the opening goal of the Morocco 2022 Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations. A glorious moment for the host nation. A fine set piece from the captain who leads by example, and Morocco are in front in a match that they believe they must win.
Well taken free kick. I thought the goalkeeper had it covered, but obviously it could have been the pace, could have been blocked by that wall. You see an opposition just moving away from that, but this was a golden opportunity for a second chance for Shibak, who at the first glance took the ball right over the bar. The second time coming, she couldn't miss that one.
Gislan Shibak celebrates the opening goal of this historic tournament. Somebody who's not unaccustomed to scoring, enjoys a good set piece, but played the set piece rather differently. I agree with you in a sense that the wall could have done a little more potentially to prevent that ball from getting through to the goalkeeper. Ouattara, not a strong enough hand on that ball to keep it out. Burkina Faso, what do they have in response to going down by a goal? Half an hour has come and gone. Burkina Faso now trail. Jacqueline Sidogo, the player who's down. Gislan Shibak. Her father represented Morocco. She represents Morocco. That's the opening goal of this tournament. Very proud moment for the host nation, but a concerning moment here for Burkina Faso. Morocco have used the opportunity to come to the near side to talk to the coach and rehydrate, get some water, while Burkina Faso have used the opportunity to gather in a huddle in the centre of the pitch. And it looks like they, out of screen, have been read the riot act by their captain Milogo. But here's the goal again, Amanda.
I thought the goalkeeper could have done a lot much better, you know, in terms of getting a strong hand behind that one, but also organizing your defensive wall to really cover and make sure you cover your bases where the first pole is concerned. Then the rest of the job of the goalkeeper is to really try and move forward to the last pole. But again, a golden opportunity, the captain becoming the first to give us this first goal, an opener in the first North African hosted in this 12th edition of the Women's African Cup of Nations.
Well, there is a very large crowd that has come to enjoy the action here in Rabat as part of this match that sees a campaign for a World Cup ticket and a place in the knockout stages for potentially both of these sides, but certainly one of these sides looking to get off to a positive start, and Morocco already off to the best of the start so far. Pascal Soadougou just having a chat to some of his players now who've made their way over. There's the Burkina Faso contingent who are hoping that their team can fight their way back into contention here. This is a side that has already shown some mental strength in coming back impressively at times. Burkina Faso, they are a team that went down in qualifying against Benin and came back to win. Eventually going 5-2 on aggregate into the second round of qualifiers, where they're able to beat Guinea-Bissau 6-0 and 1-0 for a 7-0 aggregate victory. Jacqueline Sidogo has been stretchered off the pitch. Will receive medical treatment on the near side of the pitch. Play will get back underway from a goal kick. Not tested so far tonight, Khadija Errici. Zineb Redouani looking forward. Iman Saoud is unable to complete the pass to the buccaneering left back. And concerning for Burkina Faso as Sidogo is being stretchered to medical facilities, so replacement seems imminent. Kick has been awarded to Burkina Faso on the far side of the pitch. Delivery into that danger area, two players go for it, and a shot taken here that is not very far away from drawing Burkina Faso level. Balkissa Saodougou.
Saodougou really doing well to try and improvise with defenders coming right onto her. She really tries to get the back heel and get it on the left foot, but the shot just goes wide. And of course, with the stats, Morocco really dominating much of the ball possession with 58% of those ball possession, but also very concerning for Burkina Faso, who haven't registered a shot at all on target. And as we draw closer and closer to that half-time whistle.
Ermici in the Morocco goal, yet to be tested in tonight's tie. Here's Dagnaoud. Dagnaoud searching for the timely pass through. Ayana knows she had strayed into an offside position, so does not go after it. Matara collects and thumps the ball upfield into the path of Congo, who is unable to bring the ball under complete control, but eventually battles her way into possession, it seems, but the free kick awarded against her. Captain Shabak out wide. Nakash in midfield. Coming together of Nakash and Milogo. And a coming together of Congo and El Chad. Here's Amani. I can tell you that Burkina Faso are ready to make the substitution now as Morocco again surge into that 18-yard area, but trying to find an effort on target. With that ball out of play, I can tell you that the substitution is going to take place. Madina Traore is going to make her way on for the injured Jacqueline Sidogo. One national under-20 star replaces another national under-20 player. to El Shad. Puts it across the face of goal into the path of Brabet, who brings it out to El Hajj. While she plays in Asfar in Morocco at the moment, she played in Spain for a while in the Segunda Division for Zaragoza. She actually played in a slightly more attacking role for Zaragoza. Here's Amani. Back to Shabak, but immediately into the action. Traore has won possession for Burkina Faso, and now into the path of Juliette Nana. She's not seen a great deal of possession so far for this tie, and undoubtedly one of the players to look out for. You were talking about the possession statistics, and effectively 60% for Morocco. They've got the passing game, the accuracy, the possession statistics all in their favour. Now they have the scoreboard in their favour as well. Dagnod Amani maintains possession again. The lovely ball into Dagnod. Can she get a free shot in? Opts to go for the pass. Saoud, very little support, scrambling back defensively are Burkina Faso, and that ball is ricocheted off the defender Zongo and out for the corner kick. Saoud causing problems in behind the defensive line here, the 20-year-old. Casablanca born, but spent the bulk of her career in France, now playing in Switzerland. Saoud. And among a host of players that man Renaud Pedros has brought into the Moroccan national setup in recent years. Shabak from the set piece, the header there, cleared off the line, and it's tucked just over the crossbar onto the roof of the net from the rebound. Morocco edge agonisingly close to finding a second goal in this tie.
Well executed corner kick. I thought Amani should have gotten that one in the back of the net, unmarked. With the defenders of Burkina Faso still sleeping, taking a nap there. Shouldn't have afforded that opportunity.
Well, El Shad coming very close to finding the goal initially with that header that was cleared off the line by Nako. And then the follow-up, as you say, by Amani, who had done everything to set up the move initially. So 5 minutes to go to half-time. Morocco lead by a goal to nil. This is the opening match of Morocco 2022. El Shad, Brabet, Ait El Hajj, Tagnaud Amani. It's a little too strong, but it's almost gifted back to Tagnaud. The pass attempted out towards Ayane.
Tagnaud's really doing well offensively. I think the coach put her intentionally on this right wing to make sure that she cuts in and gives you those crosses.
There's a cross to come. Two players wait centrally, but it's nodded away. It's not cleared, however, and that ball, as it comes off one of the Burkinabe defenders, will just trickle its way through to Ouattara. And again, another attacking moment that is not concluded with a goal from Morocco. Burkina Faso need to find a way to fight their way back into contention. They've managed to create a couple of chances, and certainly Balkissa Sawadogo had a glorious chance to score an equaliser under the watchful eye of the FIFA and CAF presidents respectively, Gianni Infantino and Patrice Motsepe, who watch on. El Shad, initial clearance away. Smarta Sawadogo setting it up for Balkissa Sawadogo, who crosses nowhere near any one of her teammates. Redouani, Shabak, back to Redouani, Shabak again. Well, maybe a chance to settle into their natural style of play. They play a very attractive brand of football, do Morocco, when they are in their element. They have been, I don't want to say upset, but they certainly haven't had it all their own way. They've not been able to impose themselves completely on Burkina Faso in the opening half of this tie.
No, absolutely. I thought that first goal would have been a nerve settler for them. And indeed, now they're playing truly in their element.
Oh, Tugno brings that down beautifully with the left boot. Aitel Hirsch looking to run into a little bit of space here. That's comfortably headed away again by central defender Wamba. Burkina Faso have it away. Rasmata Sawadogo up towards Congo. And Shebak has it back. She's brought down. That'll be a free kick to Morocco. Midway between the halfway line and the 18-yard area.
Burkina Faso really trying very hard to locate Congo, who is much isolated up front, marked by almost 3 defenders around her. And I think it is within Burkina Faso's onus now to make sure every time they get an outlet in Congo to really supplement and complement her by having a lot more numbers in front of her, so she can spin over and create those opportunities.
Including the president of the Moroccan Football Federation, Ouattara. It's a long way out for Shebak. Is she going to go directly or indeed try to pick out a teammate? Looking to pick out a teammate here, one of the taller players, and it's fallen away of Ayane, who gets a shot in that's plucked out of the air beautifully by Ouattara. So close to finding her first goal of this tournament. She scored a brace just this week against Ghana's Black Stars in their final warm-up match. Did Rosella Ayane. And Ouattara kicks this ball out of play. So that her teammate can receive a moment's medical attention. Now, we go back to this last chance. Ayane managing to find a little bit of space and get the shot away regardless.
Reading the situation very well to be the first one to respond, but also getting a snapshot, which I think wasn't really powerful. But she's really doing well to get into those areas, read the game well, get onto the second ball and try her luck. I think if it is that she gets enough power onto the ball, she might get one.
As we hit the 45-minute mark, 2 minutes of time has been added on here at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium. Giant sports complex in Rabat. Includes athletics venues as well, and gymnasium, basketball facilities and the like. At the centre is the football pitch. That is where we focus our attention tonight. Beautiful day over the city of Rabat, which certainly seemed auspicious given that many of the brightest stars of Morocco are competing here. Flick on.
Le temps additionnel, 2 minutes.
Nagash can't find Tugno. Now a little turn and go. Rasmata Sawadogo. She's got relatively low centre of gravity and she's got an exceptional turn on the ball, is able to shield the ball so beautifully.
Doing really well in that central midfield of the park. Hoping that she can get the necessary support, but also get the ball in time to Congo up front and just get behind it to spray those passes all the way out wide, get those crosses in between. They're doing really well to get those final third entries, but it's just a matter of getting the shots on target, being a bit more clinical and decisive in the final third.
Well, the Moroccan fans are certainly getting behind the team here. They've got their cell phones out. We're in the digital age now. They've got the cameras on. Years gone by, it was candles or lighters. Now it's cell phones. How the world changes. Approaching the end of time added on, at the end of the opening half of Monday. Your quick take on the opening 45 minutes.
A tightly contested first 45, Dwayne. A physicality into the game. Very well organized, both teams, I think. Very unfortunate for Burkina Faso to concede in the manner in which they did. But I think Morocco really lucky to get up front in this one.
Well, An opportunity for Burkina Faso potentially in the second half, but the end of the opening half has seen them without a goal. It is Morocco who lead, courtesy of their captain Ghislain Chebak, the 31-year-old who scored the opening goal of the Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2022. It was an ambitious opening half. The reward finally came, and Morocco lead at the break. Welcome back to the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium in Rabat. The second half is just about set to get underway as Morocco take on Burkina Faso in the opening match of this Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations. It's a Group A encounter. Rwandan referee Salima Mukusanga will get proceedings started shortly. There is the goal scorer. Morocco lead by a 1-0 courtesy of their captain Ghizlan Shabak. An opportunity for Burkina Faso potentially in the second half to work their way back into this tie, or for Morocco to round out a victory in the opening match of this tournament that they host for the first time. Second half is underway as Burkina Faso get things going. No changes at half-time. Either one of these sides, Burkina Faso, how will they respond to going down by a goal in the opening half and trailing by 1 at the break? Initial thoughts from Amanda Dlamini ahead of this second half, as the second half gets underway.
Well, I hope the coach's instructions, Dwayne, in the change room are clear. We need to stop those passing lines. We need to be mindful of those crossovers, of that front attacking three of the Moroccans, and just really to hold their own. Once they get into the opposition's final third, take your chances. Take your shots on target as well. And I think those are some of the areas that Burkina Faso still need to improve on. But as for the Moroccans, I think they are yet to unleash a bit more firepower from the bench. And that has been my only concern in this game, is whether Burkina Faso would really have that depth on the bench to compete with what the Moroccans have on their side.
Certainly is depth, and we've had the opportunity to watch a couple of the players warming up ahead of the second half, the likes of Sanam Soudi and Ibtissam Zraidi at the start of the second half. Maybe substitutions to come. Free kick taken by Morocco. Burkina Faso came out with purpose and confidence again in the second half. Shining through with the physicality of their game is Amani Saoud. Back towards Amani, but picked up by Zongo on the flank for the Burkinabe. El Shad looked like she would get there first, but that's a great bit of pace in the end from Juliette Nana to pick up possession. She's had very little possession in this game overall. When she gets possession, she can score. She's been relatively starved of supply. Somebody who scored nearly a goal a game this past season playing in Belarus for Neman Grodno. And that is just an uncharacteristic error from Saoud. Well, it's Redouani in your shot for a moment. Saoud was trying to keep that ball in play. The ball that popped not unkindly through, so Zongo will have the throw-in. And Shabato picks it up for Morocco again. Here's Amani looking to get things going in midfield again. Amani with quality touches out toward the far side. Tagnoud, that's a heavy touch, and Ouattara has gifted the time to come off her line and claim possession.
If Tagnoud had that confidence of really taking it first touch on her right foot, which would be her weaker foot, to just lay it off for her, to set it up for herself and get it on target with her left foot, I thought she would have had an open opportunity at goal.
Again with confidence to run the ball out of their own danger area here are Morocco. Yasmin Mrabit getting that ball down the far flank. Assistant referee on the far side, Bernadette Quimbira, having called the foul.
Ayana once again really trying to break those lines, the defensive line of Burkina Faso really running off the shoulder. But here again, golden opportunity to double the tally. Those are the final third entries that the Moroccans keep producing. And yet again, they have to show a bit more of crisp and clinicalness in that final third.
I think that's key. Do need to be a lot more clinical in the final third. Certainly we've spoken about the potential for nerves getting the better of you in matches on large occasions and large stages. El Shad, though, doesn't go in for the challenging. Adama Congo gets an opportunity to take a shot at goal. I think it'll count as a first shot on target, but it was nothing more than trickling towards goalkeeper Ermici. By the time she got down and simply picked the ball up. That back pass was a lot firmer than the shot that eventually came in from Congo.
Congo really, I think I've been really impressed by just her awareness as a lone striker up front, really making sure that every time she gets the ball, she holds on to it, but really doing well to give a body fake in that position to really open up space for her to take a shot in the left foot. Unfortunately, there's just not much power to trouble the goalkeeper.
Juliet Nana having won the set piece. Here's a shot that's taken with a lot more power by Rasmata Sawadogu. There's no relation between Rasmata Sawadogu, Balkisa Sawadogu and the coach Pascal Sawadogu, if you are wondering. She got enough power behind it, but disappointingly from her perspective, nowhere near target. That is a big uproot of an opponent. And immediately the hand up from Gwamba claiming innocence, and the referee has gone straight to her yellow card, the second yellow card of the game. That's this for Saoud, uprooted unceremoniously by her opponent, who went in for a clumsy and awkward challenge.
Raoum has really just been one of those aggressive defenders in that back four for Burkina Faso, really trying to clear out any threat that is possessed by Saoud or even Ayana, who really do well to interchange those positions. But yet again, it's far out. If you get in that position, stay on your feet, get the ball out and maybe just force a throw in instead of lunging into a tackle like that, which then would probably give you a caution.
Particularly when you know the prospective danger of your opponents. Shabak will feed from this free kick. The goal scorer. Referee is ready. Whistle sounds and Shabak chips the ball in. Amani tried to get a little touch on that, just flicked the ball goal bound. Ouattara has gone down, is rolling on the turf, the Burkinabe goalkeeper.
Now we're starting to see a bit of variation in Shabak's set pieces as she tries to now just really get a good pass to her teammates, but unfortunately they are two running into each other's spaces instead of really one going for the ball and one dropping, so that you can get a good touch into goal.
Defender El Shad getting in the way of Amani's little back heel. It was headed towards target. Ouattara now being seen to. Burkina Faso, 19 of their 26 squad members are under 23 players. Very limited experience at that age internationally, and certainly this is the grand global stage that they will gain much needed experience in. And there's the reserve goalkeeper, Amisanu. Just doing a few warm-ups, but Ouattara seems to be fine, rising back onto her feet. Moroccan crowd so far will be largely pleased that Morocco at least lead on the scoreboard, if not by more.
With the kind of opportunities they've created in this match, they certainly look like a team that deserves to at least be 2 up by now. But of course, no one deserves anything until you put the ball in the back of the net yourself.
Indeed. Morocco, though, are on their way to a second victory at the Africa Cup of Nations for women. They find themselves leading by a goal. It could be two here because Ayane was on the end of it, and she is really dangerous. Plays for Tottenham in England. And she brought that down again, just slightly heavy on the touch.
She does really well to, again, drop back to avoid that offside trap. But really, that touch was a bit too heavy for her.
Stagnote. Del Hajj looking to fly down the flank. Certainly a lot more interest down the respective flanks for both the fullbacks. Redouani down the left and Del Hajj down the right. Here's Redouani deep inside opposing territory. Morocco again venturing into the attacking final third, but they are repelled by Burkina Faso on this occasion. Balkissa Sawadougou. There's Traoré, the first player to receive a yellow card just before the end of the opening half. Wamba subsequently received a yellow card. You know, the only two players cautioned so far. Brought down fairly comfortably by Mrabit. Sent forward. Amani. Shabak. Redouani. Into the path of Amani, who looks to get past her marker. Saoud now. Released down the near side. Up against Zongo. Saoud. She got the support. Amani, is she onside? And she has chipped it wide of goal. A little toe poke that has gone just on the outside, but the offside flag up.
Burkina Faso doing ever so well to hold their line, forcing that offside trap. But Amani didn't realize that she was offside. A great touch from her, but again, a well-executed move from Morocco.
Being clinical, you need to have that perfect execution. Everything needs to work. One thing goes wrong, it's not a goal. And ultimately, it just seems to be one little thing that is not quite clicking in the Moroccan attempt at a finish. Goal attempts, well over 10 so far in this game for Pascal Sawadogou's team. Now, slightly more attacking, hoping that they can find an equaliser. And certainly not out of this tie. And there's plenty of football to be played yet. Over half an hour still to go here in Rabat. And the Burkina Faso supporters. The preparations have been a little suboptimal with the training camp in Ouagadougou owing to some financial restraints and friendly matches against the men's under-20 team that have helped the Burkinabe prepare.
Clear instructions from the coach to now deploy a front press to really deny the comfort of the Moroccans, building out from the back and really posing a threat as soon as they do those cross runs up in front. So I think Burkina Faso now really want to make sure that they put the pressure right in front of goal. As soon as they win the ball, it's closest to goal.
Milogo just trying to get that ball to touch one of her opponents and win a corner for Burkina Faso. Zongo here looks to be in some discomfort. Meanwhile, the partisan home crowd have decided that they want to get the atmosphere a little more enlivened. Some encouragement and support under the watchful eye of the respective presidents of the Moroccan Football Federation, the Confederation of African Football and football's world governing body FIFA. A reminder, though, that Burkina Faso have not played a competitive international match since the 23rd of February. And that was their final qualifier that saw them book their historic ticket to this event. Ermici will get proceedings back underway from the goal kick. Up to Saoud. Comfortably down. Redouani's the charging run down that left flank again. She finds Shebak in midfield. Passing game and finds its way to Ayani. Here's Redouani, the left back, charging run into that 18-yard area. Can she find a delivery here? She's initially bumped off the ball, and in the end, it's a very good job that's being done by Ruamba. While the shot came back from Saoud. Ruamba doing a fine job on this occasion, staying on her feet. Challenge for which she was booked, going off her feet. Shebak. Brabet. Madrid-born. Here's Brabet to Moroccan dad and an English mom. Plays in Spain currently as well. Here's Saoud. Around the outside of Nana, who's back to help out defensively. A little bump between the players. That ball's gone out of play. And the referee says corner kick it'll be. Our mark has come and gone.
Saoud really doing well to try and lure the defender all the way into the box, because she now knows this VAR and any touch could also lead to a penalty. But the referee really stands her ground to really give Morocco a corner. And this is now where, yet again, Burkina Faso will be tested in their defensive organization in the set piece.
FIFA referee since 2012 is Salima Mukusanga, widely regarded as the finest of Africa's female referees. She's been shortlisted to referee at the FIFA World Cup in Qatar later this year.
I mean, it's incredible. These are some of the strides I think women's football are always wanting to achieve.
So set piece is ready to be taken. Shebak. Decent delivery toward the back post, unmarked, and a strike that's taken. A furious shot and a flurry of bodies that seem to get in the path of the ball, and his effort is blocked. Dagnaud wins back possession though. Thought about a shot from a long way out. Instead, the deft little cut back inside before the foul.
Again, Burkina Faso are caught, just forced into making those fouls once again, and not in the most ideal of areas, because we've seen that obviously Morocco did score through a set piece, but yet again you really have to try and avoid creating those fouls in some of those threatening areas on the park.
Another threatening area. Shebak, who scored from a set piece in the first half. Captain's armband. Dagnaud again stands close by. An hour gone. The only substitution we've seen so far is an injury-enforced substitution for Burkina Faso in the opening half, with Jacqueline Sedogo off and Medina Traore on. Set piece time. Dagnaud runs over it. Shebak again goes for goal, goes for the top corner, and a fine save carried away by Ouattara.
Fine save by the goalkeeper. I thought Shebak really would go for the teammates on the far end, but yeah, chooses to go direct for goal. A great shot on target.
Heading for that top corner as well. Good recovery to cover her ground and gets to a position to carry that ball away. Out for the corner. Shebak will feed. Toward the back post, the header was there to be had, and again cleared off the line seemingly. Burkina Faso have got an answer to every Moroccan attempt at a goal at the moment. That's the second time that Asanatou Nako has cleared a ball off the line.
Great positioning from Asanako to make sure that she doesn't rest until it is that they clear their lines. But a great save from the goalkeeper equally. to force that corner. Otherwise, it would have gone right straight in target. But here again, concerns for Burkina Faso players who, like you stated, Dwayne, that they haven't really had much of those competitive friendly games leading up to this major tournament, starting now really to feel that pain and cramping on the legs.
Well, they want to achieve so many objectives, and Pascal Saodogo really believes in the quality in his team, but first and foremost he wants to show that women can play football. He wants to have female role models for the young women in Burkina Faso. This is the clearance off the line. Again, Nako to the rescue, denying Mrabet a goal in the second half. Taken short by Morocco, not working out on this occasion. Closed down quickly by Burkina Faso. Skilled from Tugnaout, but she's unable to maintain possession, and now potentially a chance to escape through the midfield for Nana. Chase on for Congo here. Just confirming Shebak's goal separating these sides. 20 minutes down in the second half. That's Redouani. Zongo with a throw-in. Somebody who's also capable of taking free kicks is Diamilitu. Zongo. A little frustration from Traore, who tried to get that shot away, but like it just touched an opponent before she was able to connect with the ball. Enemici. This is one downfield. Redouani, very comfortable on the ball. Certainly growing in confidence as well, the Moroccan fullbacks. Nakash, Traore. Pascal Saodogo, the Burkina Faso coach, is pacing his 18-yard area. Instructions to his players as Saoud gets onto this ball. Redouani tidies up, and the offside flag is up.
It's quite encouraging to now finally see the fullbacks really trying to overlap and get involved in the action as well. This is where the confidence starts growing. But obviously, with the likes of Congo being very threatening in front of goal as well, as a lone striker, they have to be mindful of those spaces.
Here is Congo, Adama Congo, starting up front for this Burkina Faso side. Back in possession now as she receives from Rasmata Saodogo. Congo, just 18 years old, and asked to be the lone striker as her country makes first appearance at a women's AFCON. Redouani is down. There is Adama Congo. Scored in the 6-0 win over Guinea-Bissau in the qualifiers. Looking to become a proven goal scorer. Fair challenge for the ball?
Fair challenge for the ball. Redouani, I thought, was just caught out. She had just taken a moment to overlap. Really couldn't cover bases moving. Trying to track back, but Congo really making sure that she uses the advantage to really try and get that much aggression and pressure the ball.
This is the 12th Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations, a Group A encounter here between Morocco and Burkina Faso. We are set to see the substitution momentarily for both these sides. It's interesting across the tournament, though, to see the teams that have qualified. 4 debutants, which is not entirely surprising considering that this is the first tournament in which 12 teams are participating in the finals tournament instead of the usual 8. So delighted to see the extended tournament. But across the 3 groups of 4 teams each, Group A has seen the teams play a combined total of 12 matches as the offside flag is up here, returning from an offside position. Group A has seen teams play a total of 12 matches combined coming into this AFCON. Group B has seen a total of 61 matches, and that's largely because of Cameroon's 52. But Group C has seen 105 matches played, And that's between Nigeria and South Africa, who have 105, because the other two teams in Group C are Botswana and Burundi, who have played a combined total of 0. It's a very interesting breakdown of groups at this tournament. So, substitutions are but a moment away. Free kick awarded here to Morocco.
Ruama there again, just being caught in trouble again, and the referee is giving her a stern warning. And yet again, it's just that lack of experience from the centre-back to really read the game a lot more better and really avoid to try and lunge in or get into those unnecessary tackles close to the halfway line.
Now, again, charging forward, it's Saoud in possession. She's got support in the middle of the park now. Can she get the cross in? No. That's a very good recovery from Zongo, who steers that ball out for the corner. Liane was waiting. We are now going to see the double substitution for Burkina Faso. Not before we see this again.
Saoud doing ever so well to really force her way through into that final third, into the box, to make sure they create those chances.
Substitution time. Asanatou Nako, who has been exceptional in clearing the ball off the line, makes way, and Rabiatou Koudougou makes her way on now. While Limata Nikima, the 27-year-old who is based here in Morocco, makes her way onto the pitch as well. She comes on to replace Juliette Nana, who, despite scoring 4 goals in qualifying, including 3 goals against Guinea-Bissau, has not come up trumps with a goal in her country's first match. An uncharted path beginning here for Burkina Faso, regardless of the result. Double substitution made, and Nikima, certainly with some local knowledge, being based in Morocco. It's somewhat surprising that she didn't get the nod to start. Somebody who's blessed with talent and made quality contributions in qualifying, and has the home knowledge, or knowledge of the host nation. So the defending. Koudougou getting the ball away. Asmata Sawadougou up against Amani in midfield. And then a little too strong in working that ball out towards Congo, who's shifted into a wider left position now to make space for Nikima, who plays up front. As Morocco, I beg your pardon, are set to make their first substitution. I'll get your take, Amanda, in just a moment on the substitutions. But Samia Hassani plays for Ghent in Belgium, is being told just to wait until the ball is out of play once more. Tara. While the ball is in play here then for Burkina Faso, they've made a double substitution, double change. As I say that, of course, the ball goes out of play.
I'm hoping that the coach has finally decided to maybe pay up the strikers up front to really put a bit more pressure to complement Congo, who's had to play majority of this game as a lone striker up front. And I think this then will give a lot more pressure to the Moroccans and maybe create a bit more chances for Burkina Faso in front of goal.
Free kick has gone the way of Burkina Faso here for the challenge on Rasmata Sawadougou. Don't know it. Shake of the head and walks away.
The physicality in this game is one that has been really dominant. I think the ladies are really putting a lot of aggressiveness and pressure onto one another, really coming through, because I think Burkina Faso are quite physical in their approach but as well are Morocco, who are really trying to make sure that they try and get those combination passes to avoid those unnecessary tackles.
It was Rasmata Sawadogo you saw in shot just a moment ago. Here she is. Stands over this. She's Balkisa Sawadogo. One of the two to take the set piece. And where will they go? In the end, it's Balkisa Sawadogo who looks to feed him. Rabet happy to clear that ball. It is not collected by Saoud. We're going to see a free kick going the way of Burkina Faso. And it seems a yellow card as well for Saoud. The apologetic hand up to her opponent.
A late tackle there from Saoud, very unnecessary. The ball had long gone. The referee was close enough to see that that was a bit more of a naughty challenge.
Is that what they're called, a naughty challenge? So yellow card with 15 minutes to go. Morocco still leading by a goal to nil, courtesy of captain Shabak in the 29th minute. Set piece. From this set piece, how do Burkina Faso respond? Referee just getting the players back behind the line. The foam spray that has been used in recent years to indicate markings on the pitch where the ball is to be placed, and indeed where the players are to stand. They need to be back a mandatory 10 yards on the pitch. Making sure Traore with a powerful shot that is blocked by Ridwani, who looks to have hurt herself in the process. The ball through, one-on-one, and a fine save. The follow-up could be there as well. Burkina Faso are scrambling and trying to score. Hermici comes back for a heroic save, and as she plucks the ball out of the air, she is wildly applauded. She's holding on to possession, and she's holding on to her face as well. But that was the potential to go catastrophically wrong for Morocco. For Burkina Faso, not too far away from finding what would have been a devastating equaliser from a host's perspective. But how it came about, just a hopeful ball from the back, as Rwamba played in her teammate, Nikima.
Effective changes obviously influencing the formation of how it is that Burkina Faso now approach the second half. We spoke about how it is that they started deploying that high line to make sure that they give the pressure. Every time they're trying to step up onto Morocco's defense, they have a chance to get the second ball and really try their luck a shot at goalkeeper. And this time around, the goalkeeper was really fortunate to get her hands on that one.
Hermici, to be fair, makes a double save. She makes the save there, then recovers, gets the touch on this one as well, and then grasps the ricocheted ball. Hermici holding on to her face, somebody who made a debut for Morocco as far back as 2010, has been at Royal Armed Forces, or as far since 2012. Long servant of women's football in Morocco. Kima, though, playing in Morocco, wanting to get on the score sheet here. But with a little over 10 minutes to play, it is Morocco who lead by a goal to nil. It's not been an entirely convincing display, but it's been a comfortable enough display in terms of chances created, in terms of possession, in terms of much of the statistics, I would suggest, in this match. But the scoreline doesn't suggest this is a match that has been completely dominated by Morocco.
Not at all. I think Burkina Faso really held their own. But you know, Dwayne, first game of the tournament is always one that you really want to get out of the way, to get your confidence, but also just really get the rhythm of the team. And I think the next games for Burkina Faso and for Morocco are going to be very different where confidence is concerned.
We'll see. Confidence. Brimming with confidence. Salma Amani is going to make way. And on in her place, Sabah Sagir. Iman Saud, after her yellow card a short while ago, is also substituted off and on in her place. Samia Hassani. And immediately through, Ayane on the end of one, up against Zongo, who goes off her feet. Put it down, and enough on that to get it away from any Moroccan player. Maybe a chance here. Ayane turns it around, gets the shot in. A one-handed, forceful save by Ouattara to steer that ball away from danger.
I'm sure at this point Ayane is probably asking herself, what do I need to do more to get this ball in the back of the net? She does really well, shows great composure, but equally a good save from the goalkeeper with the strong left arm to make sure that she parries that one away from goal.
Good shot, headed in toward that bottom corner. Naomi Adel Cabre is making her way on now as Captain Milogo is substituted off. Naomi Adel Cabre, only 17 years old, but somebody who's particularly strong, a great deal of stamina, very solid technique as well. And already showed her ability as a national under-20 player. Again, Morocco looked threatening, but they failed to have the final touch in that 18-yard area as Burkina Faso come away with possession. Nikima against players she knows relatively well. Looks for the little cutback to any of the three on-rushing players for Burkina Faso. They're starting to add numbers into attacking positions. Sani just knocking it back to El Shad. And with that, play is going to be stopped. Redouani has been down for some time, but eventually stopped. Medical attention makes its way on. This Moroccan side, they've shown a really grand upward trend in recent years. They introduced a 4-year women's football development program in 2020 that had the aim, of course, of developing women's football across the bench. They were able to introduce 2 national leagues. They have various regional leagues for various age groups as well. They've introduced, and already seeing the rewards and fruits of that introduction. Play will restart from a drop ball. The ball was not out of play when the referee stopped the game, just to see to the injury of Redouani. It's incredible how a little effort and structure has helped Moroccan football along quite as quickly as it has. As Ayane now breaks through. Ayane for the second goal. Ayane struck it wide. Well, the offside flag eventually goes up.
Ayane once again very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. A close score margin there for offside. But the assistant really getting that one spot on. Yet again, she's probably thinking she has to get one in the back of the net.
For somebody who can score from tight angles and from really anywhere on the pitch, there will be a frustration. An interesting character is Rosella Ayane. Plays for Tottenham Hotspur in England, Reading born. But unlike her teammates, she can't speak any Arabic or French. She speaks only English. Born in England, grew up in England, plays in England. But he's opted to play for Morocco. And somebody who's come to prominence under Reynald Pedros.
Do you think she uses Google Translate like I do?
Well, she says just the atmosphere in the camp is just something. They all speak football on the pitch. And there is something in that. Pascal Sawadogo, so proud of his players. Balkissa Sawadogo among the players standing over the ball. Reynald Pedros watches on. Alimata Belem, impressive in the qualifiers. The defender stands over this ball as well. She wears number 9. She's just off to the right of the ball as you view it. Rasmata Sawadogo and Balkissa Sawadogo, the other two players. Running out for a potential equaliser for Burkina Faso. Still time left and opportunity as well for the Burkinabe to earn a result in this historic first game. Played short down the near side. Balkissa Sawadogo back inside and a header that ultimately proves to be a looping header rather than one that is forceful and on target. Dama Congo unable to get over that quite as she would have liked.
Traore really using her height to make sure that she really tries to jump and connect with that cross that was put in from a set piece. Burkina Faso really showing intentions now, inching closer and closer. And kudos to the coach for making those changes from the bench.
Well, the stern and reliable referee, Mukasanga, says no time wasting on my watch. Khadija Ermici collects a yellow card in the closing minutes of this tie. Morocco, though, still sits within minutes of an opening day victory. Some of the fans have come with some interesting outfits, some wonderful headgear that we've seen all around the venue. Half of the squad called up, play domestically for Asfar, but a host of European-based players for this Moroccan side, and certainly their foreign-based players, most notably those from Switzerland, Spain and England, having played a part. We've got players from France and Belgium. Out wide, Ayane, the English-based player. And that ball has been kept in play by Belem, who slips. Ayane has it back, delivery into the danger area. Tagnaout looks to recover. Possession for Morocco. As Ayane goes down, it's Burkina Faso who look to hit on a counter-attack here and up towards Nikema. Rabet with the clearance.
Rabet taking no prisoners, making sure that she clears her lines. And these are some of the phases where we mostly lose concentration, Dwayne, and these are the critical phases of the game where I think Morocco now have to be disciplined.
That's it, I mean, critical phases of the game. The start, the end, it's maintaining your concentration, it's dealing with the nerves, it's making sure that you are able to be fully present and so in the zone. And that is difficult to achieve for a full 90 minutes, to be fair. Free kick going the way of Morocco after the foul on Nakash. This is the earlier moment where Belem kept the ball in play. Ayane then took control of it, looked to get the clearance away. Ruamba with the initial clearance. Tagno then won it back, couldn't maintain possession. Ayane went down under the challenge. Burkina Faso came away with possession. Much intent, no reward for Morocco. Story of the game so far as we hit the 90 minutes. 3 minutes of time has been added on. The Atlas Lionesses just 3 minutes away from claiming a victory. Only their second at the tournament in the history of the event. They beat Egypt 4-1 in their second match of the 1998 African Women's Championship. But this is the first tournament in which they haven't been drawn with Nigeria, incidentally, against whom they have their record loss. 8-0 they lost to the hosts Nigeria in the opening match of that 98 African Women's Championship, then beat Egypt 4-1 in their second. They drew with DRC, I think it was, in the final game, and they lost out on a place in the next stages on goal difference. Ball through for Hassani here. Morocco looking dangerous. Ayane is into a central position. Hassani is still in possession. Shebak tries a shot from range, but it's disappointingly wide from the captain.
I thought she still had a bit more time to get it under control. The ball just bubbled up just on her foot. Didn't really take the time to line up her shot correctly, and we know once she gets to an end of that one, she's been absolutely brilliant so far in the game.
No goal separates these sides, and will leave Burkina Faso distraught at the thoughts of a match that could have had reward for them if indeed they are to escape without an equaliser in this tie. Still moments of magic that could happen. The yellow card will come out. Hassani asking questions. 10 minutes after coming on, she is cautioned. Late and high.
Dangerous as well.
She looked to be just pulling out of it though. And she is correctly cautioned by the referee, it must be said. So, into the final minute of time added on. We have, it looks like Redouane, who's down again. It's not Redouane, I beg your pardon, it's El Shad. French-based defender from Saint-Etienne. Saying she doesn't need the stretcher. If you called it, you will get on it. Stern word from the referee. But let's take a moment then, Amanda, to give us your thoughts on the 90 minutes that we've seen here tonight. It looks like Morocco are headed for the victory, but what have you made of the 90 minutes?
Burkina Faso really brought it on this evening, unexpectedly. I think everyone might have thought it would have been a walk in the park for Morocco, but it wasn't to be. Complementary of that, tackles for both teams, Morocco registering 24 tackles and Burkina Faso registering 23 tackles, just to prove the physicality of this game. But at the end of the day, like I said, Dwayne, it's always just that first game of the tournament that you want to get through.
This is going to end up in the back of the net, but it is not going to count. It is offside. It is clearly offside. The flag has gone up. It was in the final moments, standing in a, well, I was going to say a far advanced position, but so clearly offside. And a correct call from the assistant referee on the near side, Bernadetta Quimbira. And that is the end of this opening match. Burkina Faso make a historic first appearance, but they lose on debut against the hosts Morocco, who claim only a second victory in the tournament's history for them, following on from their win over Egypt in 1998. They have a win now against Burkina Faso, and they start the tournament on a positive footing as Gislan Shabak's 29th minute free kick seals the victory and 3 points for hosts Morocco in their opening match here in Rabat. Well, for Burkina Faso, it was an historic moment for this Atlas Lionesses squad as well. A historic time as North Africa hosts a Women's Africa Cup of Nations.
See, I was pissed at you. Now here's what I'm gonna do.